What's up everyone, welcome back to Maths with Gaston. Today let's have a look at a trigonometry lesson for grade 12. Okay, so right here on this lesson, what I'm going to discuss with you, I'm going to give you a summary of the things that you need to know if you don't want to struggle with trigonometry. So you might want to stick around because I'm going to make sure that we do this whole chapter in the time that we have now. In less than 10 minutes, you should be able to know what to use, where to use it, and how to use it. And therefore, after this video, you'll have to watch another one where we'll be doing examples concerning this whole chapter. Okay, so for now, first thing first that you need to know in this trigonometry. So first thing first, you need to know the cast diagram, and you need to know how to deal with everything that concerns the cast diagram. So I'm just going to put it here. Alright guys, so as you know, in the cast diagram, you would know that this is 0 degrees or 360, and then therefore there you have got 90. We have got 90 here. And then also you've got 90 there, 180 here, and therefore 270 here. Right, so some people tend to get confused before you can jump 90. What is happening here? Cos is cast here, it's a cos is positive, cast, then you can just put your cast there. There it is. Cos is positive, all of them, they're positive here. Sine is positive on the second quadrant, and then on the third quadrant, tan is positive. So now here, but this is what you do. You're going to have 90 minus. Okay, so when you go above 90, what you're going to have? You're going to have 90 plus, because now you have gone above 90. And therefore, this is before 180, so you're going to have 180 minus. All right, so once you go above 180, you're going to have 180 plus. So guys, this is how you would remember this. Ne? This is before 270, so you're going to have 270 minus. Therefore, once you go above here, you're going to have 270 plus. All right, and then the other thing, if you were to take this one out in reverse, you're going to have x minus 90 in reverse, because you're going backwards now. This you would get if you're going backwards. Okay, so this I'm just writing the critical ones, guys, that you have to remember here in this quadrant. Then you're going to have 360 minus, and then you're also going to have minus x, something like that. Right, so on the cast diagram, this everything that you need to know. So when would you use this thing? You would use this 180 minus, 180 plus, 90 plus when you're doing reduction. When you're doing reduction or co-functions, or when you're doing co-function. And then also you would therefore use this when you are simplifying without the use of the calculator, guys. They always like to say this when you are simplifying. All right, and that's how you will be using this one. But one thing to take note on this part of the cast diagram. Okay, remember guys, I'm giving you a summary of the whole chapter right now, and then all the critical things that you need to know. So on this one, you need to know that for if you get an angle, for angles that is or that are greater than 360, what do you do? For angles that are greater than 360, you need to minus 360 from that angle until the angle is between 0 degrees and 360. So because sometimes they will give you something like this, guys. They will say cos 540 degrees minus x. So what you do, you must minus 360 here until your angle lies between 0 and 360. All right. Okay, and then that's how you would deal with that one. Okay, so that's it on cos diagram. So second thing that you need to know here, let's call this number 1. Now the second thing that you need to know here on trigonometry, you need to know what is known as cofunctions. All right, so cofunctions here, this is what you need to know. Then this is our cofunctions that was cast. So on cofunctions, what you need to know, this is very important for you when you're doing reduction. So you need to know sine 90 minus x. It gives you how much. You need to know that. You need to know cos. I'm only writing the critical ones, guys. There's so many of them. Some of them I will be saying 180 minus, 180 plus. Right. So you also need to know sine 90 plus x, and therefore sine 90, no, cos. I've already written sine there, so this will be cos, this would be cos 90 plus. Right. So now with these ones, first thing first that you need to know that if it's sine, it would change to cos. And then you just have to know whether is it cos negative or positive. Okay. All right. So let's have a look at this one. So it's going to be cos minus. Okay. It's going to change to, if it's cos, it's going to change to sine. Excuse me. It's going to change to sine. And then if it's cos, if it's sine 90 plus, is going to change to cos. The only critical one, guys, is this one, because it changes to negative sign. Okay. So this one here is the most important one. Why? Because now it has got a negative sign on it. The rest, they are fine. You just need to know that if a sine is going to change to cos, if it's cos, it will change to sine. But when we come here on this one, and they normally bring it a lot and try to trick us using this one, so now we know that if we see a cos 90 plus, cos 90 plus will change to negative sine x. All right. Okay, so that's one of those. And then third thing that we need to know, if we're doing that, we need to know compound angles. Compound angles, and we will use them when we're doing reduction and simplifying in this case. So similar thing here, it would apply here. We would use these ones when you are doing simplifying, when we're doing identity, and when we're doing reduction. Okay. All right, so guys, you can see clearly if you forwarded this video, you probably don't understand. So I suggest that you watch the video from the start and then throughout, so that you can be able to follow the lesson. All right, so now here on cos, you're going to have cos x plus y, and then you're going to have sine. No. Let's start with cos, or rather, you're also going to have cos x minus y, which is equal to, okay, so cos, you just have to remember that the cos causes problems. This is what I said to my learners. I said cos will cause problems, because now what does it do? It changes the sign. All the cos x, cos y will be on one side, minus sine x, and then sine y. It will change the sign. So guys, do you really need to remember this? Yes, you have to remember this so that you are able to recognize it while you are busy solving the problems. So now, will you have this on your formula sheet? Yes, you are going to have it on your formula sheet rather, but you want this thing to be on your head, on your fingertips, so that you are able to utilize it whenever you want to utilize it. Okay. So that was a double angle on cos. So now we also have it on sine as well. the difference between sine and cos is that this one that is on sine, it keeps the sine and the cos on one side, and therefore it doesn't change the sign. Plus will remain as plus, and therefore cos will remain as cos. Okay, so that's how you would deal with a question like this one, guys. Simple, straightforward. You are going to need this when you are solving, and then when you're doing identities, and when you're simplifying as well. All right, so and this is how you would have the double angles. That are there on your formula sheet, guys, in case you think that you really need to memorize this. Yeah, I think you should, so that you are quicker when you are solving problems. Let's move on to the next thing that we need to know. All right, on the next thing that we need to know, this will be the fourth one. We need to know the square identities. Remember, in grade 11 you only did one identity, so here this is the ones that you are going to use. Here this is the ones you are going to use, square identities. Right, so now here, guys, you need to know this one is from grade 11. This is the one that you need to know. You need to know that sine square x plus cos square x is equals to 1. And then you need to know that also, in case you making sine squared subject to the formula, the answer will be 1 minus cos squared x, and then here cos squared x, your answer will be 1 minus sine squared x. All right, so that's how you would deal with this one. You remember this one from grade 11, guys, so we're not gonna waste too much time on that one. So you also need to know double angles. Double angles, these angles, they are the ones that we use when we're doing identity. Remember, guys, you are required to prove that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, or the right hand side is equal to the left hand side. So this is one of the things that you are going to need. All right, why is this lesson so important, guys? Yes, it is important because these are the tools that will help you and make sure that you get that 35% that is allocated for trigonometry. All right, so if we've got sine 2x, sine 2x will give us 2 sine x times cos x. Okay, so if you see something like this, you can change it to 2 sine x and cos x. Right, so now if you have got cos 2x, this will be equal to cos squared x minus sine squared x. So this one you can change it to that, but however, this cos 2x can change into 3 things. The other one will be 2 cos squared x minus 1, and therefore the other one will be 1 minus 2 sine squared x. Okay, so this one very, very important. They like to use it a lot in grade 12, so you need to be able to know that it will change it to these 3 things that are here. Okay, it will change to that, change to that, change to that. However, how do you know that you need to change to what? I know a lot of learners have that problem when they're solving identity, so please make sure that you watch the follow-up lesson that comes after this one, where we'll be dealing solely with identities, but falling under trigonometry, of course. Okay, so now, is this all that you need to know, guys, when it comes to this trigonometry? The other one that you need to know, you also need to know how to solve the general solution. I think you did this in grade 11. General solution, you need to know how to do that as well. You will remember that we did x is equals to, remember, if you're given, for an example, if you are given x squared x plus 2 sine x is equal to 4 over 3, and then they require you to solve for x. This is what I'm referring to by saying general solution. And when you go there at the bottom, you're going to say x is equals to, for an example, maybe you got that x is equals to 25.5 plus k 360. You guys still remember this, ne? Right, so now these are the things that you need to know when it comes to trigonometry for grade 12. Okay, let's go back and then we'll just recap on the one. You need to know the cast diagram, you need to know what is involved there, and you must be able to use it to help you simplify, do cofunctions and reduction angles. And therefore you need to know cofunctions, and then I have stated to you that the most important one is the last one here of cos plus. Okay, I can't stress this enough because I know definitely that no matter what happens when it comes to simplifying or reduction is going to be there in your exam. So please make sure that you don't forget this one. So and then we've got double angles where we have got cos and sine, and then you must know how to expand this. Just in case you forget it, it's not a problem, it's there on your formula sheet, but it will be wise for you to have it on your mind so that you are able to recognize it while solving the equations. So now the one other thing that you need to know, you also need to know that if you've got an angle that is above 360, you need to minus 360 so that it lies between 0 and 360. Then it becomes easy for you to solve because it will be within the cast diagram. Then you will be able to recognize whether cos, sine or tan are positive or negative on that particular quadrant. Therefore, when you move on, you're going to see that we've got square identities. This one you did in grade 11, so you need to be able to use it if you are solving that in the right hand side is equals to the left hand side, or the left hand side is equals to the right hand side. And therefore you've got double angles wherein we have got sine 2 cos 2x, and then it will change to that. You need to be able to then I said the most important one, it will be this one of cos 2x, because it changes to 3 different types of double angles. As you can see there, you should be able to recognize them when you are solving your equations. And then one more thing that you need to know, you also need to know that when you're dealing with trigonometry, you must know how to solve the general equations. All right, so I think that's that. And then guys, I will see you on the next upload where we will be doing examples when concerning each of these. Now we are going to start with identities, of course, and therefore we will solve them as we move along. See you on the next one.